Iran threatens with shock attacks if Israel does not stop its aggression. Iranian parliament speaker's special aide for the international affairs believes if the Zionists do not stop their attacks on Gaza, the Palestinian resistance will create a shocking equation. If the Zionist Israelis do not stop their aggressions against Gaza, the Palestinian resistance movement will kick off a new phase which would end up a shockingly new equation, Hossein Amir Abdullahian tweeted on Thursday. Hostilities between Israel and Hamas escalated on Tuesday, raising the death toll in 2 days to 32 Palestinians and 3 people in Israel, with Israel carrying out multiple airstrikes in Gaza, and the militant group firing rockets at Tel Aviv. A 13-story residential building in Gaza collapsed after it was hit by an Israeli airstrike, one of hundreds that Israel said it had carried out against Hamas targets. They were the most intensive aerial exchanges between Israel and Hamas since a 2014 war in Gaza, and prompted international concern that the situation could spiral out of control. UN Middle East peace envoy Tor Winsland tweeted, "Stop the fire immediately. We're escalating towards a full-scale war. Leaders on all sides have to take the responsibility of de-escalation." Into the early hours of Wednesday morning, Gazans reported their homes shaking and the sky lighting up with Israeli attacks, outgoing rockets fired by Hamas and Islamic Jihad, and Israeli air defense missiles declared as Israel heads for full-scale war. Israel has declared a state of emergency in a city close to Tel Aviv, its former capital, after the country's Arab minority reacted furiously to airstrikes in Gaza and police raids on Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque, with at least 40 killed, while a senior United Nations official has voiced concern about the risk of the unrest escalating into a full-scale war. Meanwhile, a restaurant in the city of Acre was destroyed in an arson attack, and in Jaffa, also close to Tel Aviv, police used stun grenades to disperse protesters. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared a state of emergency in Lod, after reports emerged on Tuesday of Arabs setting fire to a synagogue and Jews stoning a car that was being driven by an Arab resident. Lod Mayor Yair Revivo told to Israel's Channel 12 News, "We have lost control of the city and the streets." Garbage bins, knocked over and set ablaze, could be seen close by. Security officials said they had reassigned 16 border police companies to Lod from the occupied West Bank in order to deal with the violence. Police arrested dozens of people overnight in Lod as well as in majority Arab towns in central and northern Israel, including Al-Fam along the West Bank border and Jisr al-Zarqa along the Mediterranean coast. The town's mayor, Samir Mohammed, said, "We condemn that our people's solidarity and cohesion with our brethren in Jerusalem and the Gaza Strip is being channeled through acts of sabotage to public and private property, as is now happening at Al-Fam's entrance." Israeli media reported Yuri Buri, a popular Jewish-owned fish restaurant in the mixed coastal city of Acre, had been set ablaze. Israel launched dozens of airstrikes in Gaza on Tuesday and overnight into Wednesday, after which Palestinian militants fired hundreds of rockets from Gaza into Israel.